What is going on, YouTube? It's your boy Grizz, and today we are going to be attempting to rebuild the New Look Saints in Madden 25. Now, obviously, the Saints are a team that's, I can't say got better this offseason. And I can say that with pretty big confidence. Um, didn't really have any major signings. Just, they're just here. I mean, defensively, I guess they went out and got Justin Reed, Godshaw. Outside of that, they haven't really done anything. Derek Carr retired, so now they're stuck with rookie Tyler Shough, a 25-year-old rookie from Louisville. Very questionable pick. I think they took him in, the second or third round? Can't really say I'm too impressed by that. They have an aging Kamara that had a solid season last year, but still gets hurt. Chris Olave, who unfortunately just can't stay away from the concussions. I really like Olave. They signed Brandon Cooks. He's a solid wide receiver when he's healthy. Shaheed looked pretty good when he was healthy. O-line's solid. I mean, McCoy, I think this guy's a rookie. Kelvin Banks, rookie out of Texas. So they have two solid tackles, both rooks. Well, I guess this guy's not really a rookie. This would be a second year. But two solid O-linemen, so I don't think we have to put too much work into the O-line. I like Juwan Johnson. Obviously, Taysom Hill is just a utility player for sure. But this team needs a quarterback for sure. Probably some wide receiver depth and some love to the linebackers. Defensive line, I'm happy with it. Corners, we need some work. And then safeties, we obviously also need work because Matthew and Reed are both kind of aging. So let's just get right into it. So right away here, obviously I don't think this is going to happen in real life. I see Asante Samuel going to a contender, but a 24-year-old in free agency, 100% going to sign him to a contract. There are some solid guys left here. I mean, like J.K. Dobbins would probably be pretty solid for us. Julian Blackman, is he normal depth trait? He's star depth trait. I'm going to sign him too. And then I'm also going to go through and pick up J.K. Yeah, I'm going to pick up J.K. Dobbins as well. So there's our three guys that we're going to sign. I don't want to go too crazy in free agency because I know I can go through and get people like Amari Cooper. I can go out and get Nick Chubb. Not really want to do that. But let's take a look at our cap situation. Let's take a look at the cap situation. We do have 49 million cap room. Okay. Who is our biggest cap hits? Cam Jordan. Don't get me wrong, I know he's probably going to be on the Saints for life, but man, you're 79 overall. Might have to get rid of that. Cesar Ruiz, I'm okay with that. Taysom Hill, not okay with that. Kamara, not okay with that. Even Godshaw. Alright, let me see what I can do about trimming this up a little bit. So, gotta be honest here, I didn't expect this trade to realistically go through. So, saw the Giants run to Alvin Kamara. Actually, kind of see him being a fit for the squad because they are in need of a running back. I know Tyron Tracy, he looked all right, but they still need that solid goal line back and a receiving back as well to kind of help out whoever they use at quarterback. And they offered me Kayvon. So I was just going to go through and I was like, you know what? I see Abdul Carter here. Let's see what we're looking at. They accepted it. Obviously, I'm not going to send them back. So Abdul Carter, welcome to the team. And a third-round pick. That is nuts to me that was even a thing. And then I think, as much as I want to keep making moves, I'm probably just going to roll with that. And, oh my gosh, generate lineup is a thing again? Holy crap. I'm going to start redoing rebuilds again. That is crazy. Alright, so obviously Abdul Carter. Yep, cool with that. Cool with this. Blackman's just going to kind of sit for a little bit. Okay. Yeah. Very happy with this. In our slot. I'm not okay with this. We'll put a Olave up in here, but slot corner. Probably going to put McKinstry there. Definitely not going to keep Cam Jordan. Move Abdul Carter up. Move Godshaw up. I'm okay with that. Well, he's young, right? 26. Yeah, if he's going to make the money, we've got to use him. Sorry to Mario Davis. I know you're a beast, but if he's going to be making money, we're going to use him. I know we got him for Werner to a pretty nice contract. Slot corner, we're going to put McKinstry up there. And obviously, slot wide receiver. Let's get that boy Olave up there. We could put Asante, but technically McKinstry is a rookie. So obviously to get him the most that we can, I'm going to do that. I guess we're going to let Shough run. See what happens there. I'm going to mess with the playbooks a little bit. And just kind of see what happens here in year one. Alright guys. Maybe Tyler Shough is the answer. As the end of year number 1, we go 9-8. Taking on the Commanders here in the wild card round. I forgot to turn on auto upgrade because I don't send week to week. I send in mid-season, re-sign some people, and I just keep going. So, wrapping it up with an 83 overall team, 85 overall defense. Pretty solid. Let's take a look at the stats here. We finished with the 21st best offense, so not great by any means, but could be worse. And the 17th best defense, so pretty good there. Shough in his rookie year had a pretty good, 4,100 yards, 37 touchdowns. Could get the interceptions down, but 16, not terrible. Running back, J.K. Dobbins, 887 and 7. Shough put up 304 and 4 on the ground. Pretty good. Wide receiver-wise, 1,215 out of Olave, 1,009 out of Taysom Hill, 685 and 4 out of Cooks, and then 665 and 7 out of Shough. Pretty solid. Pretty solid, I must say. Defensively here, we have Abdul Carter and Carl Granderson with 11 sacks apiece. Cam Jordan, even though I put him as a backup, still putting up 5 sacks. All right, I see you. Pete Werner with 2.5. 2 out of Brian Brees, 1.5 out of Godshaw, and then 1 out of McKinstry. Okay. Pete Werner got 5 picks, as well as Asante Samuel, 4 out of Matthew, 3 out of McKinstry and Reed, and 2 out of Demario Davis, and 1 out of Isaac Yiadom. Okay, team, I see you. Yearly awards here, obviously. Ooh, Tyler Shough comes in at number 9 for MVP. Pretty solid. Offensive Player of the Year, Chris Olave in at number 5. Okay. Defensive Player of the Year, we got Carl Granderson in here at number 8. And Pete Werner in here at number 4. See you guys. Offensive Rookie of the Year, obviously Shough was competing with Jaden Daniels, so that kind of sucks. But he does come in at number 2. Happy to see that. And then Defensive Rookie of the Year, again, Abdul Carter was competing with Edgerrin Cooper and people like that. But he does come in at number 2. Again, that sucks. Kool-Aid McKinstry's here at number 5. So pretty solid to see. Best quarterback, we got Tyler Shough at number 7. Running back, obviously, J.K. Dobbins comes at number 9. Wide receiver, Olave at 2. Best O-lineman, no one there. Best D-lineman, Carl Granderson's right there. Best linebacker, Abdul Carter. And then Asante Samuel in here at number 4 and McKinstry at number 10. I'm very happy with this season. Now let's just see if we can surprise people and make it through the Commanders here. Is it possible? It is. We went 24-21, but unfortunately we now have to take on the Detroit Lions, who obviously are a powerhouse. But the Commanders upset them last season, so if anyone's, maybe we could do it too. Let's see. Can we advance to the conference championship in our first year? No, but 49-32. Most people look at that as a blowout, but hey, I'm happy with that. So let's go ahead and send to the offseason here, and we'll take a look at our upgrades and see what we want to do from there. So as expected, and that kind of helps our cap room situation, Cam Jordan has retired after 14 years with the Saints. I am happy I didn't trade him, so he at least retired with us. But before we get into our re-signings and all that good stuff, let's take a look at the squad. Tyler Shough goes up to star dev trait. Very happy to see that. I believe Olave was already an X Factor, but he might have been superstar, so he went up. I actually, now that I think about it, I think he did move up.
This player has a zone ability. This is a powerful ability.
Yep, he did. Cool. Love to see that for sure. All right, taking a look at defense over here. Carl Granderson goes up to superstar. Abdul Carter doesn't get an upgrade. That is ridiculous. Werner gets an upgrade. Asante Samuel goes up to superstar. Love to see that. Okay. I almost want to give the dual Carter an upgrade because obviously if someone puts up that kind of stats, they're going to get an upgrade. I think that's ridiculous he didn't, but okay. It just kind of is what it is. So look at the re-sign period here. I re-signed like Asante Samuel and a lot of the guys that we signed a 1-year contract. Who else is here? Obviously accepting Olave's option. Shaheed had a solid year. If he's going to take a deal like that, I'd take him. But he's going to go to free agency. I feel like we could upgrade him pretty easily. Same thing with Julian Blackmon, 27 years old. I did look at Justin Reed. He's like 28, 29, so I'm not upset about that. Trevor Penning here. No, definitely not going to accept your player option. Hilaire, you can walk. Yamadi, you can walk. Yeah, I feel pretty solid letting all these guys walk. Shaheed's going to suck. We might even be able to snag him in free agency, so not terribly concerned with that. Let's take a look here. Take a look at the squad here. What do we need? We need a wide receiver. Need a left guard. And defensively, we need nobody. I mean, a free safety for sure, because obviously Matthew went down a lot. Maybe a CB3, but like we can draft some of those guys for sure. So let's just see what happens. All right, guys. So in free agency, it's kind of a pretty bad draft class, but Tyleek Williams was here. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'm not very familiar with the draft this year. I knew most of the big names and some of the people I wanted my Panthers and Bills to draft, but I assume he's a rook. Why he's here is beyond me. He's obviously 77 overall, 22 years old, but I went out and snagged him. Say what you want. I guess it could have been considered cheesing, because there's no reason why he should be here. But another guy I went after was this Jahad Campbell. He was 21 years old. Obviously, he was a rookie too, but he ended up going to the Lions. So, and he actually went out to star dev trade. That's kind of weird because he was normal dev trade before. We're going to go ahead and just get into the draft because there's not much else here, and just kind of see what we can do. So the first pick in the draft, we're going to go ahead and snag, what was his name, Josh Selvey. He's ranked number 2 in true value. Picked him at 25, hidden dev trait, super solid, strong safety. Probably going to move him over free safety and look to move on from Matthew. And there was another guy I was looking at. Hopefully he drops to me here in the second round. There was a wide receiver. Or no, it was a tight end. Yes, him. Pat Levy. He looked pretty solid. Ranked 25 in true value, dropped him at 57. Hidden dev trait. Obviously, I'm running the Chiefs playbook, so having a solid tight end is super vital for the rebuild. So very happy to be getting that. We have 2 picks here in the 3rd round, so super happy about that. And there was a wide receiver. Normally, I'm going to be honest with you guys, I don't really know what I'm looking at whenever I am drafting, so I'm completely a noob. But this Eric Wheeler guy had a lot of elites, I believe. Yes. Super fast guy. Hopefully he can just be our deep threat. 106 in true value, drafted him at 81, but he does have hidden dev traits, so hopefully he's at least a decent-ish overall, that we can kind of throw him in there and just kind of see what happens with him. And then I think I do need another corner. Actually, I need a lineman to replace that left guard that we got rid of. Who do I feel is the best guy here? Okay, I don't know about you guys, but this guy looks like a freaking stud. What am I missing here with this guy? Apparently not much. Hidden dev trait. Looks like he's going to be a lower overall. But hey, oh my god, we have 3 third-round picks here? I didn't even look at the picks. I guess we traded for one whenever we let go of Kamara, but they already had another one. There's some quarterbacks here that look decent-ish, but again, I'm okay with running with that Louisville quarterback for right now. He's going to be decent. Is there any good alignment here? Alignment are kind of one of those. I mean, he might be solid. 17 in true value? Oh my gosh, we are just striking gold here. Do I risk it for another pick here? Or is this just luck? What do we have here? We have 2 picks in the 4th round, too. That is crazy. What do we need? I could use another corner. Is there someone solid-ish sitting here? Troy Newman? Looks decent-ish. He's fast. 49 in true value. Draft him at 116. Hidden depth trait? What is with all these hidden depth trait players? That is crazy, man. We're just going to go ahead and advance to the end of the draft. That was pending overalls. That was a pretty solid draft, in my opinion. I know we have the number 2 guy in the class. Drafted him at 25. Can't really say much about that. So how are we looking here? Yo, this strong safety is an 83 overall. Holy crap. Dude, what? The left guard we drafted in the 4th round is an 81 overall. This draft class is absolutely stacked. And then the right guard we drafted was a 79. What? Oh, dude. And then the tight end's a 78. The corner's a 76. We took him in the 4th round too. And then dang, 274 overall wide receivers? Wow. What a draft. How was this draft class just stacked? Holy crap. Yo. What was Teratola in here? I did download a 2026 draft class. Obviously I didn't know any of these guys except for a few. Like Travis Hunter. Okay, so there were some repeats for sure. James Pierce, he's a repeat. Kelvin Banks, I think, is on our team. Will Campbell's a repeat. Mason Graham's a repeat. Okay, I mean, not a terrible amount though for, someone making the draft class. Okay. Let's advance into preseason here. Set our roster. Let's see what we can do in year 2. Alright guys, so obviously it was kind of a strength of schedule thing last season, but we do finish with a 7-10 record. And I gotta be honest, at mid-season we only had 1 win, so to see us get 6 more, I'm okay with that. So obviously we had a better second half for sure. I did see some abilities at the mid-season mark, so it looks like some of these rookies had some nice abilities with them too. We finished with the 12th best offense, so the offense definitely improved. And defensively, we improved on both sides of the ball. So what the heck happened? Tyler Shough with 4,400 yards, 38 touchdowns, and 14 picks. I'm happy with that. Rushing-wise, JK had a better season, 926 and 8. Kendra Miller stole 2 from him, or he would have had 10. Chris Olave had a great year, 1,100 yards, 7 touchdowns. Eric Wheeler with 1,009, 970 and 7 out of Pat Levy, and 816 and 10 out of Benjamin Anthony. Very happy with that. Defensively here, Abdul Carter with 11.5 sacks, 9.5 out of Tyleek Williams and Carl Granderson, 3.5 out of Godshaw, 2 out of Pete Werner. Okay, we are getting to the quarterback. Pete Werner with 3 picks as well, 2 out of Selvey and McKinstry, and then 1 apiece out of Mario and Asante Samuel. Very solid. It's still a solid, productive season. I'm not mad about it. Didn't come close in MVP voting. Offensive Player of the Year, nobody. Defensive Player of the Year, nobody. Offensive Rookie of the Year does go to Eric Wheeler, though, so that's a guaranteed depth trade upgrade. And Benjamin Anthony came in at number 3, and Levy came in at number 4. Defensive Rookie of the Year, we have Selvey in here at number 4. Okay. Pretty happy with the season. So let's go ahead and sim to the good old off season. And then we'll do our upgrades and check and see what kind of depth trades we got. Ladies and gentlemen, what a draft we had. So first things first, Tyler Shough went up to a superstar. Very pleased to see that. Ellington, the O-lineman we drafted, is a superstar. Pat Levy was either a superstar X-Factor when we drafted him, or he moved up. Wheeler is just a star, so he just kind of weird because he went Offensive Rookie of the Year. That one's a tough one to see. And then defensively here, Selvey is a superstar X Factor. Obviously, this is not a thing whatsoever. Oh, I can't do that. Dang, man. Hell yeah. Oh, Demario Davis retired. I was like, who is this guy? So we need a linebacker. Abdul Carter went up to a star. Newman's a star. And then our D line just kind of staying the same. Gottschall fell off, so it's probably a good thing we kept Brian Brees around. All right, solid development out of this squad. I definitely see us being a force next season with a few drafts, with a few pickups. So let's kind of see what happens here. So to be completely honest with you guys, this free agency class sucked, which is horrible because we had $124 million in cap room, so I might look to make a pretty big trade. The best player was Zach Tom. We don't get me wrong, he's a solid right tackle, but we don't need a right tackle. Next best player was James Cook. Obviously, I'm happy with JK and how he's been doing. So we pick up the Kobe Dean to replace Demario Davis. Obviously, he's not going to be an amazing replacement because Demario was an X Factor linebacker, but hey, could be worse. So obviously this draft, I don't know how true it is, but I did see Zakarian Branch in this one. Obviously, I'd love to make a move for him, so I might look to see what it would cost to move up in the draft. What's the mock draft looking like? How do people see that? Mock draft. Where did they have Zakarian Branch going? Number 9. Okay. Where are we drafting at? We should be relatively high, shouldn't we? Yeah. Where are we at? Oh, we're number 6. I might not have to move up. I forgot. We went 7 and 10, and we had number 6 pick in the draft. Holy crap! You look at that, $122 million in cap room. All right, come on, Zakarian Branch, stay. These lying sack of shits, did that not just say we had the number 6 pick in the fucking draft? Am I tripping? What? We lost him to the freaking Texans, dude. I'm not tripping, right? Oh my god. I'm pissed. I think this guy's good in real. Actually, I don't know any of these guys. Not gonna lie to y'all, I might just trade for a wide receiver. We don't necessarily need one, but having a solid like wide receiver too. I mean, we have one in Wheeler, but having a solid wide receiver 3 would be decent in my book. What's being offered up? Joe Tooney, DJ Turner, Bosa. No. Wow. Xavier Worthy be very solid. But look at this pick haul that the freaking Cowboys are giving us for our pick. And George Pickens. But Achan, he's man, is there a reality where we call up the Dolphins and they give us Achan? See, they can't even make this trade though. Is there a reality where this is a thing? Oh my gosh, there might be a reality where we get Jalen Waddle and Achan. Who else is offering up people? The Cowboys? You guys probably still don't have anyone running back. I mean, talk about they really no. Who else was offering? The Chiefs? There's no way the Chiefs can make that trade. Is there a reality where they can make that trade? I had to steal $8 million from them. there's not really anyone that I would want to. I mean, there's people that I want to steal from him for sure, but nobody that I feel like is worth it. I mean, Leo Shough would be amazing, but yeah, I see they'd still be in the cap. You know, I think we're gonna call up the Dolphins. You know, they want round 1 pick 12. What do you guys need? Middle line. I don't really have that. We have a left end here. Don't really have that to give away. Definitely don't have that to give away. I mean, I do have Cesar Ruiz. But that puts him in the cap. And obviously, oh boy. Jawan Johnson's actually pretty cheap. I don't really want to get rid of him though. What about a 3rd round pick? Does that solidify this? No. Is there a reality where I do this and then you guys just toss me who's like their worst contract? Like a super low overall that's making way too much money. Because we can, yeah, like Austin Jackson. No. Okay. I mean, I'll hang on this Caesar. I might be able to flip him for a solid middle linebacker. You know what? I'm willing to go 1st and 2nd round for this haul. Okay, they want something else. I give up a 2nd next year. Ugh. Do I give up a 2nd next year? We'll do this. A little closer, a little closer. I'll give you a running back in return. Pretty close. He can stay in there. You guys need a wide receiver too? I'll give you Anthony.
Ladies and gentlemen,
boom! Jalen Waddle and Devon Achane are on this squad. Holy crap. Now I need a solid middle linebacker. We have the money, we might as well go out and try to get one. Let me see what I can do. Alright, and then obviously we don't need J.K. Dobbins, so Overshown and McFadden. I mean, the Cowboys could afford him. They're in need of running back, so why not make that a thing? And I'm not even really looking to make a draft pick within this draft. Not really impressed with anything that was in there. Obviously, the one guy that I know and the one guy that I wanted was the Carrion Branch, and the game lied to us. I don't know what round I was looking at for that to be a thing. But I'm kind of pissed. So we have $102 million in cap room. Hopefully this next draft, or this next free agency is huge so we can make a bunch of moves. But pretty happy so far with how the squad's looking. Obviously we just have to keep building. Dual Carter gets an upgrade there. So I'm going to go ahead and set the lineup and see how we do in year 3. Alright, here in year number 3 we finished with a 9-8 record, which was good enough to get us to the wild card. Unfortunately, we are playing the good old Dallas Cowboys, but hey, could be worse. Could be worse. We did take their linebackers, so hopefully that has an effect on them. Am I right? Let's take a look at how we did. Taking a look at the stats here, we finished with the 14th best offense, not bad, and defensively we finished top 5. All right, Tyler Shough, pretty consistent, 4,400 yards, 36 touchdowns. It'd be nice if he can get out of the double-digit interceptions, but hey, it is what it is. Rushing, Achane, super disappointing, 909 and 3. Wow, we're just not much of a rushing team. Maybe I shouldn't have worried so much about running back. Receiving-wise, wow, 1,000 yards out of Eric Wheeler and 11 touchdowns. Same thing with Olave, 895 and 5 out of Waddle, and 893 and 8 out of Levy. Okay. Defensively here, we had Tyleek Williams with 14 sacks. Abdul Carter is consistent with that 11.5. I think it's his 3rd year in a row. 6.5 out of Granderson, 5 out of Broughton, 4 out of Chase Young, 3 out of Ryan Brees, and 2.5 out of Overshown. Okay. 3 picks out of Overshown as well. 2 out of Samuel, Werner, Selvey, McKinstry, and then 1 out of Nakobe Dean. Okay. Pretty solid there. Obviously, no MVP votes. Offensive Player of the Year, nobody. Defensive Player of the Year, we got Williams coming in at number 7. And Abdul Carter coming in number 8. Offensive Rookie of the Year, we didn't have anyone. Defensive Rookie of the Year, same situation. So now we get to the only thing that matters, and that's beating the Cowboys. Can we do it? Madden loves them, and they love them a little too much as we lose by a touchdown. Darn. All right. Let's go ahead and sim to the offseason. This is the last year, so we got to go all in. Looks like we're going to have at least $90 million in cap room. So obviously we're looking to spend all that, pick up anyone we can, upgrade any positions, and just make a run for this sucker. As the Colts win the Super Bowl over the Chicago Bears. $95.5 million in cap room. We are just going to let the CPU auto draft, or not auto draft, my bad, autofill this draft because I don't know anyone. But players ready to negotiate. Who do we have? Obviously going to accept his player option. Chase Young. I think we can probably replace him, but we'll keep him around just in case we can't. Juwan Johnson, he can go. Everybody else here. If you're playing on my squad and you're below a 75 overall, I'm doing something wrong. So let's not let that be a thing. Let's go and upgrade our players here. Yeah, not bad. Micah McFadden went up to an 80 overall. I don't even think he was starting. I think they ended up playing the Kobe Dean, which I'm okay with whoever they put up there. As long as he performs, that's all I care about. So, looking at the squad, Shough stays at a superstar. I don't see any major upgrades on the offensive side of the ball. Defensively here, same situation. Abdul Carter does go up to superstar, though. Super happy to see that. Graderson goes down to star. I'm pretty sure he moved up to superstar at one point. Outside of that, if I'm looking at stuff to upgrade, obviously the glaring need is middle linebacker. Free safety, because I bet Reed's going to keep going down. He's eclipsing 30. Defensive tackle, and possibly defensive end. That's it. I'm happy with everything else. I am pretty satisfied with everything else in the squad. We have plenty of money to spend. We just have to have the players to spend it on. Is that going to be the case this offseason? Oh my God, yes it is. I don't think we're going to get Micah. I just shot him a crazy amount of money. I don't think we're going to get Micah Parsons. Christian Benford, I'd be okay with letting him run CB3 or 2. Jair, I'm okay with not having him. Same thing with Jameson Williams. Don't really need Stanley. I did say we need a defensive tackle. Yes, I'm offering very player-friendly deals to these guys, but only because I don't need them, but I have the money to spend, so obviously I want to bring some people in. I mean, TJ Sanders, don't really need him either, but hey, if he's going to come play, we'll take good old Cody Malkus here. That's awesome. I like him. Yeah, I'm okay with that. It's all right. Micah went to the Giants. That's crazy, but we did get Christian Benford and Gervon Dexter. Sweeten the pot a little bit on TJ here to replace CJ or Chase Young, sorry, and we get him. So those are 3 pretty solid signings. Obviously, would have liked to have like 90 overall players, but as you can see, the only one that was even in there was Mr. Micah Parsons, and I gave him a hell of a deal, and he was like, nah, don't really want to play for you. So you're lost, Micah, because the Giants sure as heck aren't going anywhere. Hopefully, that's not subtle foreshadowing. But I don't even really need to get into the draft because obviously anyone we draft here, it's not going to really be a thing. We have the 20th overall pick. We need a middle linebacker. So let me see what I can do. Ask and you shall receive. Mr. Nick Bolton is right here. That was a pretty easy one. What else do we need? Don't really need a free safety. I'm actually okay with who we got there. We need a quarterback. Agree to disagree. I'm actually kind of happy with how he's turned out. Yeah, we don't need it was only reading a free safety because Holy crap. Dude, our defensive tackle rip's crazy. Yeah, you know, I could overkill this squad and just go out and trade for a bunch of freaking crazy people, getting rid of all our draft picks. But nobody likes seeing that. Sometimes I do that, but I think this is about as all in as I can go. This squad's progressed pretty nicely. If we don't at least go to the NFC Championship, it just wasn't meant to be. Unfortunately. So let's go ahead and just, I'm going to see what what the draft do for us. Me a 73 overall. They tried to get me a middle linebacker. Too bad I already traded for one with Nick Bolton. Because I don't think the CPU could have drafted me an 87 plus overall middle linebacker. But hey, you never know. Some of these draft classes can be freaking nuts. Alright, let's go to the just lineup here. Let's look at what we're looking at. Okay. Looks good. Defensive side of the ball looks amazing. We really gonna let Sanders sit here on the bench? I don't think so. Sorry, Chase Young. What? No shot. There was no way they actually thought that was a thing. Overshown, he competes there at sub linebacker. We're gonna leave that. Eric Wheeler at slot. I'm gonna make the executive decision here and put Olave in there. We're going for the dub. So I think Olave is just our best option. I mean, Jalen Waddle will be a great option too, 96 speed, but Olave performed amazing that first season we had him there, so let's keep it that way. So going into the last season, we have a 90 overall total team, 93 offense, 88 defense. Let's go ahead and just send to the playoffs and let's see what happens. I thought taking a break from the rebuilds would have meant that maybe we'd get a break. Maybe our luck would turn around, something. I really thought we were building something special here in New Orleans. Madden didn't think so. We finished with a 9-8 record with a 90 overall squad. And unfortunately, that was not good enough to make the playoffs. If we were in the NFC West, we could have won our division. But the NFC East brought 3 people out. Oh my gosh. All right. I mean, we just didn't do it. We just did not do it. 13th best offense. We were middle of the road. Maybe I should have gotten rid of Tyler, but I feel like he was doing pretty decent. Our defense shit the bed. All right. Tyler Shough, 4,500 yards, 39 touchdowns. He even brought his picks down. Good old H-Hand had a better season. Olave did exactly what I wanted to do whenever I put him in. Jalen Waddle was very underwhelming, to say the least. That sucks. I'll remember that. Our tackles gave up a lot of sacks. Defensively here, Abdul Carter, 13 sacks, 9.5 out of Williams, 7.5 out of Chase Young. Man, where'd you come from? I benched you. But I'm glad you showed up. Not glad enough that they aren't playoffs, but I mean the team performed. But sometimes you win, sometimes you don't. Maybe the Saints have a curse. I don't know. But that is going to do it for today's video, y'all. If you did enjoy, make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I stream on Twitch almost every night at GDS_Grizz. Come check it out. It is not Madden. I'll let you know that. It's not sports games. I can let you know that, unless you consider Rocket League sports. If you do, I'm the guy. I stream Rocket League. I stream Warzone. I stream normal COD. Like last night we were running some freaking zombies. So if you guys are looking for a variety of games, feel free to pop in, shoot some shit, man. Just chat it up. I don't have many viewers right now, just trying to take off. So pop in there. Let me know what y'all are thinking. But in the meantime, hope you guys are staying safe. All the kids that are getting out for school, make sure you guys are enjoying your summer break. College kids that are graduating, congratulations. High schoolers that are graduating, congrats to you all as well. And just have a great summer. I'm going to be forking out some videos for y'all, so stay tuned. If there's something specific you want to see, I was trying to do a 2K rebuild, but I guess I didn't have 2K downloaded, so not going to be doing that. But Madden's it. You know, if you want to see some baseball, I might be able to try to fork out a baseball video. It's not going to be good, but I can try. But just let me know what y'all want to see, and I'll make it happen. But in the meantime, you guys take it easy.